Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure showcase and review, I'm going to do my best to review for you the Legacy United Titan tidal wave. And the reason what I mean by the best is because he's so big he doesn't fit anywhere near on my review station. I've got the Prime Wars trilogy version of him there to do a comparison with. I've got him out of the box there ready. I'm also going to show you the combined mode to give you Burning Megatron. I'm going to show you the packaging in a second. We're going to have a look at all of the modes that he's got. We're going to have some comparisons with some figures from this toy line, older toy lines, and just as many things as I can to give you an idea of the sheer scale and size of this amazing figure. So let's pop the camera on the tripod and attempt to look at the box first and foremost. So the packaging we've just got to have a look at and just got to appreciate it. Apologies for the reflection. That is of course the three main parts that combine to make this awesome figure. There's a few Easter eggs on the packaging that lots of people have already pointed out. The box is just ginormous. As I say, I'm going to do my best in a second to get on the tripod and spin it round. This is of course the main poster that is usually split into two with the smaller boxes, but there is the full one on there. Most of them figures have been revealed, and there of course is the main logo that we are all used to seeing. Let's spin the box around then. So this is the back of the box. We can see we've got the full robot mode there. I was going to say combined, but to be honest it is pretty much combined, and I'll show you why in a second. You've then got the new, I think this is the new base mode as far as I'm aware. The older figure didn't have one, but of course with all Titans they do need they do tend to give them all base modes. And there you've got your of course aircraft carrier, and then you've got all your other, as I said, I think it's called the Dark Fleet. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong. And then you've also got smaller versions. So if you've not seen my combining of Burning Megatron video, that is separately uploaded. As I say, what we're going to do now then, we're going to start off by looking at the Burning Megatron, and we're going to then take the parts off him and put it onto the main robot. So what I'm actually going to do is a sort of reverse process, because I've already combined to Burning Megatron. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the parts off and show you the fully built Titan tidal wave. Then we're going to look at him in robot mode, then the other parts. Now before we go any further, I need to thank Hasbro and In-Demand Toy Stores. Hasbro have very kindly lent me this figure. It is out at general retail on Pulse, In-Demand and loads of others, but I need to thank them specifically before we go any further. So when I took him out of the box and built him up for the Comic-Con, those are the main parts that he come in. You've got the huge torso, you've got the arms, and you've got the legs, and you do have to piece this together yourself. You've then got the four large turrets, which you can see here. These all come packaged in paper, and so do the four small turrets. Now, as I say, there are additional pieces, and let's quickly then have a look at Burning Megatron. So this is with the Dark Fleet attached to him, but once again, these are all smaller versions of them, and these are tucked away, what I think, to be honest, quite cleverly. Now there's a little bit of, I suppose, an argument. It does say, and Sam himself did say, that it doesn't compromise too much of the main figure. There's only one part where I'd slightly disagree with him. I mean, this is hidden in the back. I'm going to show you in a second. The feet parts here are literally hidden in the shins, and again I'm going to piece these all back on while you're watching, just to give you an idea of where they all are before going into the articulation. These are just off the side and on the shins. So with regards to these pieces, I'm inclined to agree a little bit that it doesn't take too much away from the overall appearance of Tidal Wave. However, with these, I've got to be honest, and I've got to disagree with Sam, because these end up being his fingers for the hands. So you can pretty much probably tell there that he's only got like what is a thumb. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to disagree with them there. Right, so let me show you where these pieces are stored before we look at the proper robot. You're going to open up the shin here, and this is where one of the huge feet part for the large for Burning Megatron is stored. Hopefully you can see that that just slots in there. So as you can see, and you'll probably hopefully agree with this, there is no compromise to the robot at all. Simple peg simply slotting over there because you can't see it. So for me, I'm absolutely fine with that, no issues. Now if we spin around to the back, in fact if I hold that there, the shins don't look too bad. If we're being completely honest, you can tell these bits here have indeed been cut away. So what we've got here is these parts, and what you've got here, again, it's like a jigsaw piece. So if I just straighten this leg out, I'll bring in some other Titans as well in a second, just to give you an idea, I suppose, of how big he is compared to the others, because he's not the biggest Titan. hopefully you can see a tab there and a tab there. So there's some cutouts. We need to fold that out of the way, and I just need to make sure that I've got the right piece. That looks like it's the right piece. There you go. That's going to clip in, and that's going to fold all the way around to the front. So we're going to repeat exactly the same process. Of course, tuck that away. That's what was tabbed into the back of Megatron, and of course will be the same for Galvatron. Pop that there and then spin that around. So now if I turn it around, I can't deny obviously that they do look better. So was it compromised? Please let me know in the comments if you think that it was. That obviously looks better. I can't argue with that, nor am I going to. Let's move up to the torso part then. So this is where I think it is. So this is the hands. While I'm here, these are the 4 large guns. These come off that you can take off and reattach if you wanted to. And then these are the small ones as well. All of them came wrapped up in bits of paper with the package. Right, so if I turn it to the side, yes, look, the arm and the hand, it is compromised. I've got to be honest, I can't tell, you know, I'm looking at it right now. I would be lying if I said it wasn't. I suppose if it was on a shelf and you turn the hand this way, maybe you'd sort of get away with it. I don't really know, but there you go. This is what I'm just telling you I can see right in front of me. We're going to slide that bit off, and now it's a case of, I'm literally knocking everything over trying to fit on here. So we've got another set of cutouts there. So with this, what we need to do is fold this back over. It's on a double hinge. Where's the double hinge gone? Like so. I don't want to break that. Let me have a look where I've got this here. It's there. Right, so I need to fold that back over on itself, and now this is the fingers, so it looks like I've gone and got the right side straight away. That's going to slot into place, and then we can reattach this bit over to the side. So if I spin it around now, there you go. He's got a fully complete hand with blaster. Well, the blaster was within it, but that's, you know, that is obviously now a hand, so that definitely looks better. So the same process on this side. You probably don't have to take this bit off, to be honest. What you need to do, or what I need to do, is to fold over the right part, which is this. Fold this over, and then that needs to come out of the way. This should now slot into position as well, and now we have, oh, what have I done? Have I put that the wrong way? Let me just tuck that. That's what I did. I didn't tuck this all the way back. Like so. There we go. Now it should slot in, and now we have what is, of course, a fully built up tidal wave. So this is what he should look like. Oh, I haven't put the piece in the back yet. There's the piece in the back. Here is the smaller version of this. Fold this over. You've got a tab there and a cutout on the inside of this, so we're going to fold this all the way over. The cool thing about this as well, in fact, funnily enough, because I'm not really going to show you these parts again, these spin around as well. So they are pretty cool, to be fair. They didn't have to put that in. These are, yeah, they're fused. That's just painted. They didn't have to put that in. I already know that a couple of people aren't happy with this sort of parts forming thing, or the downsizing, as they've already commented on the combined mode. So let's make sure that that tab is in to here. There we go. That's in there. And then very simply, this now slots. If I put it the wrong way around, again, I'm new to the, no, I have it the right way around. I just missed where I was aiming for. Okay, bring it up. Oh, that's better, is it? What's gone wrong there? That's where it goes, inside there anyway. Brilliant. So let's spin this around now and then have a look, as I say, at the robot. So hopefully this is going to sort of stay in screen. If I move the camera up and if I bring it closer, head sculpt, fantastic. Looks, does it look up? Yeah, it does look up, and it will spin all the way around completely unrestricted, which is great. Look at the detail in and around this, it's spectacular. These move up and down as well, so these are fully posable. I also believe, yes, they are completely blast effect compatible, so you can have some real fun with that. And do you know what, if I'm being honest, I wish that I had a bit more time to set up a few huge displays in cities and towers as well. I'd love to do that. These also rotate around because I put them on myself. They're quite stiff because they're brand new. So the shoulders, oops, I've just knocked something over. The shoulder is going to come all the way up. It goes past the point of a T, which is great. It's on huge ratchets, which you can hear. I'm only going to do the one side, obviously, because the other's exactly the same. More ratchets going all the way around like that. We've got a swivel underneath the bicep. We've got bicep ratchets as well. You can hear that moving. If I lift the shoulder up to show you the hand that you can now see. So the thumb swivels, That needs to just tab all the way in. The fingers, are they all individual? No, so the 4 fingers are all joined together. There's again blast effect compatible part for what's coming out of the, I suppose it's like the palm. The thumb is articulated. You can move that backwards and forwards as well, which is great. So that's the arms and the shoulders. If we now slide down a little bit, in fact I probably should keep the arms up, because is the waist? No. Now of course the reason for this is, and of course my memory has failed me, when I built the figure up, this is all one particular piece. In fact I'll probably show you all the pieces as we go through to the other modes as well. Right, I'm going to come down even more. Let's get these arms out of the way. So legs are going to go right out to the side again. These will go all the way up past the point of a splits. With regards to forwards and backwards, oh, that's a huge hip skirt. Look at that, that's a huge skip hip skirt. So the range of motion you've got is, this is so difficult. You can kick that far up, and then of course you can fold this bit back. It's another like a hip skirt, and I imagine if I hold that tight it will go even further back. Yeah, as far as that lets you, which it is. Right, let me just stand that up a second. Okay, let's have a look at what else we got going on the legs. So there's your thigh swivel, there's your knee bend again on ratchets, there's your ankle tilt, rock, toe tilt, heel tilt, everything. So crazily enough, oh, is there an ab crunch? I was going to say the only thing it's probably missing, that's I've got to confess as well, and honestly that is obviously not an ab crunch, that is just the legs moving on the ratchets. To be honest, all we need to do now is just have a look at the detail, I suppose, that they've molded onto it. And again, this is something that I would definitely be expecting with the fact that it is the price point that it's at. So we've got, in fact it's probably better if I just take the camera off again and we have a look at it and zoom in on a few areas. So here we go then. This is obviously a view from above. You can now see the real detail on this head. It looks sensational. Them yellow eyes are fantastic. The pink purple dots all around it are brilliant. The yellow just, it looks like hazard to me. It looks like it's giving out a warning. This is brilliant as well. This is of course going to be, I suppose, the landing for the aircraft carrier. There's all the little details in there. Again, of course, all these are tamper-graphed on. There's no stickers, there's no nothing like that. Once again, these do all move around. The silver is actually silver and reflective. Loads of what we can tell are going to be gun ports as well, all there. Feet look okay. Everything looks pretty much very, very good. I was going to say all right, but I think it ended up better than what I was expecting it to be. What I'm going to do is keep the camera off the stand just for now, and I'm going to get up a load of figures, line them all up. But what I first need to do is bring up another Titan to give you an idea of his size. So we did already know this. We know that it wasn't the biggest Titan, and obviously Black Zarek isn't the biggest Titan either, but there is a huge difference in size with these. I honestly didn't think it was that big. It's funny what you get used to seeing, because obviously Tidal Wave is the only sort of figure I saw at the MCN as a Titan scale, and haven't had Black Zarek off a shelf in ages. I mean, there's a good, Tidal Wave is probably literally just about up to the top of the chest. So Black Zarek's head, which means Scorponok, is a full head higher. He's still very tall for his own right, though. There is of course your commander class Armada Optimus Prime, and there of course is your leader Megatron, minus all the bits that I've taken from him. So he's still a big figure, but obviously in all honesty he's nowhere near as big as Zarek, which obviously also means that he won't be as big as Metroplex and Fortress Maximus as well. Right, let's get a few more figures out just to see how big he is, and one of the other Tidal Wave figures I've got as well. Okay, final sort of few comparisons at the moment in robot mode. What we've got there is Combiner Wars Bruticus, who comes up to just below the waist. We've got Dinobots leader Sludge. We've got Voyager Megatron. We've got G1 Prime. We've then got Takara World's Smallest, New Age, Hasbro Core, Iron Factory, and Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. But what I always say to people, I love Doctor Wu figures, and that is a Doctor Wu thrust there as well, which you can see the little Doctor Wu figures tend to scale really, really well with the Titan figures. There's a little Doctor Wu Galvatron as well. But for now, I think that'll do for the robot mode. Let's have a look at, oh, in fact, tell a lie, I've got to bring in the Tidal Wave from the Power of the Primes as well. So let me just bring him in. So there he is. That's from the Prime Wars trilogy. That is the tidal wave. That, of course, was a redeco of Broadside. So again, up to about his shin. And I think, as I say, just for now, that will be enough of the robot mode. I'm going to get him transformed into another, and I'll try to upload a transformation tutorial as well separately. But this figure's huge, and I'll probably need someone to film me do it. Right, okay, to be honest, it doesn't look too difficult, and what I wanted to do anyhow is take the opportunity to show you the pieces that he came packaged in the box. So as I said, there is the torso. Let me just adjust this even more. I want to get all this in. So there's the torso. I'm going to transform that in a second. This is the legs, and again, these all came separate. These all slot in to make it up, and I'm going to have a go at doing them in a second as well. I'm also now going to have a look at the arms, because to be honest, I'm sure you'll agree that these look the easiest. So they fit in, they were what was fitting into the shoulder like so, and that indeed was your arms. So let's click that back in. Let's bring that there. I think I've got to turn that there. I'm just going off pictures, to be honest, and if I get this wrong, I suppose I should be pretty embarrassed with myself. So let's spin that around, turn them to line up. It does look kind of basic. I think that I've pretty much got it. This has got to come up. So this is going to be part one. Oh, do I need to fold that? There we go. That's going to fold down. That I need to fold down as well. And then it looks like I need to fold these bits up. And there, if I clip and tab this together, there you go. So there is one part of the Dark Fleet, shall we say. And then funnily enough, again, just for some comparisons, there's a Doctor Wu mini jet. There's your Earthrise Optimus Prime. This is not going to go to scale at all, but it's just to give you an idea of it. There is your Voyager Ghost Starscream, that's Takara, and I think, to be honest, in fact, again, look, the little figures like your WSTs from Takara and stuff, but we're going to come back to this in a second. That is the part of your aircraft carrier. So let me bring that out of the way. Let's bring the leg parts up, and what it looks like we need to do for this is fold the heel up, fold this down, fold that down, open up, which if you remember when it was in robot mode, that is where the, that's where the extra foot is for burning Galvatron. This is going to, you could see how that's slotted into the main torso there as well. That's going to fold in there. That's going to close up. This is going to, yep, fold out. Perfect. So that looks like that's half. Let me get the other one. And there's no space to review these giant figures. Open this up, fold that in. Oh, just caught the side of that. And I'm probably waking my kids up with all this noise as well. Fold the feet in like so. Fold this bit out. That just slightly came off, and then it looks obviously like these are going to, yes, perfect. They're going to fit together. That's massive. That is huge. Right, so here we go. Let's put that there. Let's bring in Voyager class Starscream, which again is quite a big Voyager class. There's your Earthrise Prime. What else have I got to hand still? I've not put back. Commander Armada Prime, just about as tall. It's not even fitting on shot. It's just about as tall. It is, honestly. This is actually, this tip here is going higher than his head, and that bit feels massive. So let me go. Let's move that out of the way. And then the final part to this huge jigsaw puzzle is this. Right, let me see if I can work this out as well then. So these are going to fold around like so to cover his head. I mean, look how much bigger this is compared to the bit that's literally stuck in the back. It tabbed in, by the way. The reason it kept falling out is because I hadn't pushed it in with enough force on the tab. Now these, where do these go? Do these come in at the side? Yes, they do. So that's these there again. That's the legs. So you can see where the legs have just shown you slotted in. This comes around here. Then this is something that I wasn't expecting, but I've just checked the instructions. Lift this up, rotate that around, and then you're going to bring this down forward enough so that it, of course, covers his head. And once again, all these you can rotate around. Oh, I've just knocked that off. You can see how that just attaches like so. So there is all three, which I can't fit on screen at once, all three components to tidal wave. Right, what I need to do now is get it into one, well, I'll get it into the massive battleship version, I think, then we'll do the base last. So let's get him into the battleship. Right then, okay guys, as always I'm dead honest on my reviews and I'm learning as I'm doing this one especially, and to be honest this doesn't look too difficult, so I'm going to share this with you as well, because I do want to show you as much as we can. So what we need to do with this is exactly as we've left them. I've just put them back very quickly because I just looked at the instructions, and all I need to do is fold this bit back so you can see it's on a double hinge, and indeed bend that there. Now what's going to happen, you're going to leave enough space to get clearance for the, I suppose it's like the aircraft carrier part to fit inside that gap here. You've got two huge tabs either side, and believe it or not, the top of his head. So if I now take this, and if I show you there, that's where the top of his head's going to go, and these two slots here are what's going to go around this. Now the problem again is you might not be able to see this, but you can, I'll pick it up, and of course I will show you that that's gone into there. This is coming around. I just need to straighten, and then you've heard that tab in with a huge click, to be honest. So hopefully that's got that in. What I need to do then is turn it around so you can see. So there you go, there's them two bits which have now attached into the side there, no problem whatsoever, which you could see, and there was the head fitting into there. So this is now just a case of these big tabs either side, bringing this back down and tabbing that into place. So it's completely secured like that underneath. It's tabbed in either side and by his head. Right, what we've got here now is a tab there and a tab there, and I think maybe the tab on the end. So what we've got with this giant, I don't know, spaceship hovercrafty part thing, is probably a hovercraft, you'll have to forgive my knowledge of Armada. We've got two tabs here, and then we've got this additional part which is going to fold out there, and now it's just a case of lining all this up. To be honest, what I need to do though is, again, I'm going to get this lined up. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So here we go, there's the other one. We're going to open this up, there's your additional clip, and I'm going to hopefully be able to get this so you can see me attach these to the clips on the side. Right then, so I've managed to get him into the combined ship mode. I'm ever so sorry, there's absolutely no way I can pretty much effectively show you with the camera and me connecting it all up, but I just want to reassure you that it's not too difficult. It is just that tab which you can see hopefully connecting into there, and of course this bit here slotting into the back there. But this, and I haven't got the Nemesis, so I'm going to state something that I can't 100% back up, but I think that this has got to be the largest in this lengthways Titan. Again, the Nemesis ship may be bigger, I don't really know, but this is ridiculous. I can't even fit this, even if I pan right the way back now, how big this particular base mode is. In fact, I know, here we go. So there's Earthrise Optimus Prime, 1, 2, 3, probably 3.5, nearly 4 lengths. Now I know obviously this isn't to scale, but that's a huge Voyager class jet on it. What I do like again is you can maneuver all these around, you can maneuver all these around. You can, of course, if you even wanted to, you could take these off and pop them on the back as well, or any other weapons, any other 5mm ports that you've got, you can pop anywhere on all of these. I've got a stealth Landcross little jet there. Again, I've got my little Doctor Who figures, World's Smallest Transformers, more Doctor Who, etc. Any of these little figures just tend to really work with this particular huge, any sort of Titan. You'll have to excuse the mess around here, but let's just have a quick look. So there from the front, scaling all the way up, I've knocked that over. Let's just straighten that up. There we go. That's of course the side, and you can obviously tell it's 3 pieces built together, but it's just nuts. It really is big, and you know, people are going to be really struggling if they like to do multiple figure displays, as in with them all their modes. So this is, I suppose, I think one of the older modes that they used to have. I believe the base mode is the new one. I'm going to get him into the base mode. We'll have a look at that, and then we'll round it all up after that as well. So I've managed to get him into his base mode, and again, this is one of the new sort of features that they do tend to give a lot of the Titan figures. There's lots of things for me to show you on here, but what I do also want to say is, if you bear with me, once I've shown you all the bits on here, I'm going to reverse transform him back into robot mode, just to give you an idea of how, I suppose, not too difficult it is. Now the other thing is, these turrets now, they want you to take these off, of course, which are on the chest. They want these to go on the front parts here, and then indeed what we're, I suppose, on the back of the upper arms. And again, you can adjust these maneuver these around as much as you want. That's also one of the arms. It is on wheels, so it will roll backwards and forwards, but I've just got zero space to do any of that. So I say there are the arms, there's the back of the shins, this is the chest panel that we've spun around, the head is still at the back of that, this is the torso, and again this is the leg. So if I just bring in a few figures again, these are all my little Doctor Who figures, and this is why I love the little Doctor Who figures, because they just work with Titans so well, as I'm sure you'll agree, to be fair, looking at some of these now. Yeah, that's even like a Nemesis Ultra Magnus that they've brought in. So they're all third-party sort of figures. Even the problem is, you say, with this, even if I put like a core class Optimus in, it's just too big. So that's why I like the Doctor Who figures. And if anything, or you don't know anything about Doctor Who figures, check out the playlist on my channel, because I would really wish that Takara would bring back their own official versions, which were these, which was the world's smallest Transformers. And as you can see, they tend to fit and scale much better. So these spin around. As I say, this, if you wanted to, you could turn it around, but then it looks again too much like the chest, I suppose. That should be folded down. I mean, you could do it, doesn't look too bad looking like that, but I think the way that they've got it is here, and they have got that sticking up. So right, again, due to size, to give you an idea of just how big this is, it's just massive. It just doesn't really fit anywhere. So as much as I love Titans, there's a little part of me that sort of wants Hasbro and Takara to stop making them, because I am running out of space. And if you bring in any of the bigger figures, you know, they just are way too big for all of this. Right, there he is. Let me get the camera back on the tripod, and I'll reverse transform him into robot for you. So what I've very quickly just done is I've just detached all of these. You couldn't see me doing it. I did record it. I've just watched it back. You couldn't really see anything of it. So I've detached all of the pieces that were on the sides, etc. There's one other piece which is just here attached underneath his leg, so I've took that off. So I'm going to go for this now in one take, try and get him back into robot. So this is the chest. We're going to spin that round. I'm not going to lock it down yet, because this does need to lock into the legs. So what we need to do is we need to straighten up the legs. You've got two big, I suppose, ratchets, leg parts there or whatever. That's now one pretty much done. I've straightened that up. I'm going to put the heel sprue down, which you can't see me doing. I'm going to bring this needs, as you can see, this needs to rotate that way, and then rotate this way, and then maybe if I take this, if I fold out the feet like so, there we go, fold out the heels like so. To be honest, yeah, what I'm going to do to keep the length, in fact this won't take too long at all. So you've already seen me reattach these due to we need to fold these out of the way, obviously when I was doing the Megatron figure, but at least you'll get to see it, I suppose, from this side, and you'll also get to see as well if I make a mistake like that, because it just does only go in one particular side. So that is the side that this is going to tab in, and then of course we want this to go around the front to the shins. So let's spin this around again, rotate this around, tab that into position. I've put it in upside down, I have indeed. There's the tabs, click that in, rotate that into position. Right, there we go. So up we come to this section. I'm going to keep bringing this up, because again, I know a lot of people do want to see these. I do these separately, but because this is so simple, I'm going to keep it in. So the chest is now going to collapse down like so, fit on there. Let's reattach the four guns like so. Again, I didn't take off the small ones at all, and again, just a reminder, you can take them off, but I've not bothered doing that. Right, the arms, let's spin these around, rotate this down here. This is, of course, oh, I've pulled that off, typical. There you go, that's how easy that slots in. That's where the bicep is, so I need to turn that around. That's where the thumb is. Can you see all this? Yes, you can. Perfect. Let's just come up a little bit higher. So this is, which hand's this? That's this hand here. So this folds over on itself like so, and then this needs to be tucked away. That was what was tabbing it into position. And then if I've got this right, this should slot into here. Or have I got the wrong hand? I'm not too sure. have I got the wrong hand? Let's have a look. Let's fold these both over anyway, so they're ready to be attached. That's folded that over. That's going to go in. I had the wrong hand. That goes in there. That slots into the top like so. So that one's on the wrong one. That's going to go there. There you go. So they've been shifted around. That's that one arm. If I spin this round on the back again, I can show you that there's two huge tabs there, two huge cutouts on the back of this. Right, there they are. And the purple, this is going to slot in. We're on the home stretch right now anyway. That's slotted in. Spin it around. Oops, that arm's done. This one needs to come down at that hinge. Rotate this bicep around like so. There's the bicep. There's the cutout. There's our hand. That's where it's going to slide in like this. It's being a pain in the bum. Let's get it all lined up. This is where it's going to attach. What's going on? Let's have a look at this. That's better. In we go. This bit fits on the top, and then we can finish off with tidal wave in all of his glory again in the giant robot mode. There you go, guys. Hope you found this interesting. I did my best. Apologies if it wasn't good enough, but hopefully you got to see enough from what you wanted to on this. I may try and get a few more Titans all lined up to do a bigger comparison in the future, but there you go. That's tidal wave. Let me know what you think. Take care.